Hello and good day. In honor of the not particularly recent discovery of an Earthish-sized planet in close orbit of Alpha Centauri B, I have elected to take another trip to Alpha Centauri, the spin-off to Sid Meier's Civilization series. Yes, I played the heck out of this back when I was in early middle school, almost as much as Roller Coaster Tycoon, perhaps. But that's enough background for now. I believe introductions are in order. They call me Hagu, unfortunately. Even if we are previously acquainted, you've probably only heard me speak in Japanese. And practicing Japanese is how I got into the business of making game-related videos, after all. Thus, this is the first series in which I will be speaking almost exclusively English. I say almost, because when it comes to providing commentary for video games, oftentimes the first things that come to mind is, well, Japanese. It is a habit. With the use of subtitles, however, I hope that no established audience member is left in the dark. So, Alpha Centauri, or Alien Crossfire, as I'm playing the expansion to Alpha Centauri. Either way, it's AC. The year is 2060, and according to the stock footage, Earth is in trouble.
Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden. He drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubim, and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. The Conclave Bible, Data Links.
Earth 2060. A small group of colonists leaves the ravages of Earth for a distant planet orbiting Alpha Centauri's primary star. Their ship, the United Nations starship Unity, carries them on their journey to a new world and a new hope for humankind. Along the way, a reactor malfunction damages the Unity, precipitating a crisis among the ship's 7 most powerful leaders. As they enter the Alpha Centauri system, the crew splits into 7 distinct factions, divided not by nationality, but by ideology and their vision for the new world. After the ship breaks apart, the 7 leaders guide their chosen crew down to the surface of planet, seeking their destiny beneath an alien sky.
This is your captain speaking. I hope you have enjoyed your in-flight movie, because we are about to touch down on a standard-sized planet with, average everything. Somewhat hard difficulty, and current rules are fine. Oh wait, hold on, let's review the victory conditions. Yep, all routes active. Now, I will be playing with original factions as the leader of the University of Planet. He is Dr. Prokhor Zakharov, previously the Unity Science Officer. The benefits of playing as the University are, well, pretty obvious. Faster research, but this comes at the expense of security protocol and, irritable, non-intellectual elite. Drones, in Alpha Centauri's terms. They're troublemakers, they are. I think I will change my name to something more appropriate. Hagu, of course. Regresses with the title of Jikyosha. That's Japanese for LP, essentially. I always thought Let's Play is a silly and juvenile title for a form of entertainment, really. Right, let me introduce you to the other factions. There's the questionably dressed Lady Deidre from Scotland, apparently. She's a real tree hugger, she is. But on Alpha Centauri, I tend to be kind of a tree hugger myself. A matter of survival, really. Being largely pacifist, she can be a good ally, if you're not Morgan. She's an environmentalist and idealist, while Morgan's an Ayn Randian money-grubbing capitalist. We'll see momentarily. Shenji Young! Frankly, there's little going against this guy in technical terms. When I was a kid and didn't understand his brutal dictatorship, I always played as him. Mr. Morgan, the African version of Bill Gates, minus the philanthropy, I assume. The Spartans. Santiago seeks to rule the world with military might, but at least she's honest about it. Now, this squinty-eyed psycho really ticks me off. The believers are just like the Spartans, except their world domination goals are in the name of antiquated religious morals and manifest destiny delusions. Yet they to a nunnery, you backwards. But the, UN peacekeepers with Proven Law. Not much to say about him other than he's a coward and a nuisance. They're all nuisances in their own way. But, since I'm using the expanded Alien Crossfire version of Alpha Centauri, let's bring the real freaks, shall we? 2 conflicting alien factions with their own goals concerning planet, the unimaginative name of the planet we are about to colonize. Planet hides an immense secret they know only too well. Right. Guess that's it.
The substructure of the universe
now hold on.
regresses
Let me test
infinitely towards smaller and smaller components.
I wonder if I can change people's names other than my own.
As the Americans learned
I've never tried this before.
Final century, free flow of information is the only safeguard against terror.
Morgan might as well be Gates, right?
Human behavior is economic behavior. The particulars may vary, but
that kind of puts me in a
competition for
fix for
limited
noun and
resources
adjective,
remains
though.
a constant. Need as well as greed have followed us to the stars, and the rewards of wealth still await those wise enough to recognize
Gatites?
this deep thrumming
Which makes
of
us
our common
Gateidic?
pulse.
Man, that's weird.
CEO Nwabuda K. Morgan, the Centauri Monopoly. Human behavior is economic behavior.
Alright. Let's do this, shall we?
The substructure of the universe regresses
Hagu, I knew where struggle and opportunity awaits you. The UN starship Unity has arrived in the Alpha system after a 40-year voyage. All contact with Earth has been lost. After Captain Garland's assassination by an unknown assailant, the crew Unity and splinter factions. In the ensuing conflict, some seized control of the Unity's colony pods. You now shape the destiny of your university faction, which is just made. Wonderful! University base. Fine. Now, we start the game with 2 units, a colonization crawler and a scout unit. Our immediate priority is investigating these scattered Unity pods. These supply things can bring you all sorts of treasures, but half the time they are traps, infested with planet's disgusting wildlife.
Mineral resources.
Mineral resources. A very good find for next to a base. Note that I will not risk putting a colony bot in danger by letting it crack open pods. There are thousands of people on board that thing, I think. Now, you may think it cowardly for me to save before opening the pods, but I tell you the truth. These things are vital to your survival in the harsh opening of the game. And if you don't like what you get,
Pod recovered.
their contents change with each reload.
Nutrient resources.
More resources. Acceptable. You may observe a lot of red stuff. It's fungus, unsuitable for gathering of resources or much of anything else. It's difficult for units to move through it as well. Alright, what's inside? Oh, now this is one of my favorites! The recycling tanks this materials pod just wrapped up are vital for growth when you don't have terraforming units to make farms and whatnot. This just let me skip 20 turns of laborious construction. Hey, I'm the first to build a base. Building bases is also important. Alright, build that scout patrol, but after that it's recycling tanks. Build recycling tanks, get Soylent Green. It's what nature intended. Oh, Christ. Yes! That's even better than a construction materials pod. In the beginning of the game, you are also racing to discover secrets of the human brain, which automatically gives you a free tech. Now, come to think of it, if I keep getting free tech like this, I don't really need to worry about the bonus much. Although I'd prefer
Scientific
that an
theories
enemy
are
not get the
judged by
bonus.
coherence.
Production.
Ah, shoot. More mindworms. Why are they called mindworms?
Scientific
The game itself
theories
will
are
explain in
judged by
time.
coherence.
Production
Oh,
complete.
this time I get a materials pod. It's like Christmas. Which makes data pods like, well, I hate to say my birthday, because there's another sort of pod, not really a pod, that is like my birthday. Or your birthday. Anyway, this peninsula has been fully explored. Oh, it's time for the aliens to make their entrance. Lovely.
In the years since planetfall, the human settlements have grown, carving a new world out of the chaos of planet's surface. An uneasy peace exists between the factions, broken only by the occasional skirmish for resources. That uneasy peace is shattered by a new arrival in the skies above Chiron. 2 scout ships from different factions of a far-flung alien race arrive, seeking the location of a lost nexus of energy, the legendary 6th Manifold. As the scout ships break apart, the survivors head for planet's surface in a handful of life pods, bringing with them a generations-old blood feud that can only end in the destruction of one side. The humans are caught in an alien crossfire.
Planet's
Well, it's time to terraform. Before you know it, we'll have forests and farms and sensors and forests. More forests. We'll also be able to get rid of some of this dang fungus. Oh. Ah, great. I've discovered the internet. Hey, my sarcasm spilled over a bit. I meant great. A spore launcher. Stupid things only exist to blow up what my terraformers build. Alright, get that spore launcher. Good job. I might have to post somebody out there in the wilderness in case another one of those things pops up. Please, be something that gets me closer to secrets of the human brain. No dice. But this rover will double the speed of my exploration, so that's good. Here's a transformer. Here's a terraformer. Alright, let's get back to exploring and researching. Oh yeah, it's our birthday. Also, it looks like University Base just began a secret project. Anyway, this quaint little not a Unity pod is an alien artifact, and while it will take a decade to move it back to one of my bases, once I link it to a university network node, free technology! That network node also becomes permanently linked, however. Ah, the Human Genome Project. It says it'll be done in 49 turns, but none of my terraformers have anything to say about it. Ah, another alien artifact. At this— whoa, whoa, whoa! Mindworms off the port bow! Okay. It seems I've been overlooking a drone problem. Drones are the university's biggest internal problem. Thankfully, I have the social psych technology enabling the construction of, recreation commons. Similarly, reassigning a worker to being a doctor or a few other occupations increases the psych output of the base, which helps prevent drones from rioting. There. Everybody's gonna build recreation commons. I suppose this means it's time for me to get back to terraforming and base building. Here comes more free technology.
Drone rides have ended.
You hear that? I know what I'm doing. Usually. There's probably a lot of techniques to playing Alpha Centauri that I still don't know, actually. Anyway, the Human Genome Project ought to be done any moment now.
To map the very stuff of life, to look into the genetic mirror and watch a million generations march past. That, friends, is both our curse and our proudest achievement. For it is in reaching to our beginnings that we begin to learn who we truly are. Academician Prokhor Zakharov, address to the faculty.
Production
Done!
complete.
This shall increase the number of talents, the prodigies in my bases, by 1 unit, which should offset the drones to some extent, I think. And the Gaians switch their efforts to the weather paradigm, which doubles terraforming speeds. I don't need better terraformers, I just need more terraformers. Or so I would like to say, but depending on your faction's support stat, each unit in play costs 1 mineral unit to maintenance. There will be ways to circumvent that, however. Eventually. Let's make a base on Sunny Mesa, shall we?
Our first challenge is to
Industrial
create an
economics.
entire economic infrastructure from top to bottom.
There are only
now
two
I
ways
get
in which we
secrets
can
of the
account
human
for a
brain.
necessary agreement.
Too little, too late, I say.
Complete.
The year is 2153.
Production complete.
In the borehole pressure mines, 100 kilometers.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the key to victory in Alpha Centauri. Industrial automation allows you to create armies of robotic collectors to gather resources for you. They only collect one type of resource in one square, however, so you really want to send them to more specialized facilities. And the resources being nutrients, minerals, and energy.
Turn complete.
Anyway, time to design. I've had synth metal armor for a while now, but I haven't made any units to use it. Sea bases are useful as stepping stones, but are really slow to develop. There's not a lot of minerals to be had out in the sea, oftentimes. Just remembered. There. An anti-mindworm trans synth metal garrison. Excellent.
Faction eradicated.
What the? Sure, I knew the aliens had an advantage in the beginning, but I didn't expect a human faction to cave in so quickly. But it looks like, Brother Lal escaped. I mean, Brother Doofus. Yeah, I'm sure glad I landed on Antarctica.
Complete.
Hopefully I'll be able to avoid going to war for
Unit lacks
a
required
few more
ability.
decades.
Cannot execute order.
There we go.
Enemy project.
The Command
initiated.
Nexus? I love the Command Nexus. Why can't I build a Command Nexus? It automatically levels up the land units you build twice by placing command centers at all your bases. Probably has other benefits too. How on Chiron is it that the university doesn't have the technology to build it?
At atrociously high
criminy.
energy states, the
I just finished designing all my synth metal units and suddenly I have plasma steel. Guess I have to upgrade them all. Whatever. The obnoxious Jikyosha Hagu, first amongst university. I lead the peacekeepers, and am honored to be their brother Doofus. Blah, 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 blah. Give me industrial automation, and I give you worthless map. Hoo-hoo! How about I give you the means to speak to those aliens, weakling? I must caution you, blah, blah, passive-aggressive. Shut up! Oh, wait. And now he wants to sign a treaty of friendship. Well, that's the cowardly Lao we all know and distrust. I'll sign that treaty. Excellent, Jikyosha Hagu, blah blah. And now I've got your worthless map, hooray! What was I doing? Moving an artifact? Actually, I think it's about time I explain what the mind worms are. Mind worms act as a sort of white blood cell on the surface of the planet, killing off anything that would unbalance planet's ecosystem. This is why I said environmentalism is a matter of survival. There's more to the mind worm menace than that, but as I said, the game should unravel our mystery in due time. With industrial automation, it's only a matter of time before the mind worms start attacking regularly. Whoa, 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 I forgot that they travel through fungus squares like roads. Ah, here we go. An interlude from the Book of Planet, written year 2173. Walking alone through the corridors of University Base, you skim the security reports on recent attacks by the horrific native mind worms. Giant swarms, or boils of these muddled 10-centimeter nightmares have wriggled out of the fungal beds of late, and now threaten to overwhelm base perimeters in several sectors. Victims are paralyzed with PSI-induced terror, and their Centauri throws signs straight out the window, and then experience an unimaginably excruciating death as the worms burrow into the brain to implant their ravenous larvae. Only the most disciplined security squads can overcome their fear long enough to trigger the flame guns which can keep the worms at bay. Clearly, you will have to tend carefully to the morale of the troops. Furthermore, since terror and surprise increase human casualties dramatically in these encounters, it will be important to strike first when the mindworm boils are detected. You consider ordering some former detachments to construct sensors near vulnerable bases to aid in such detection efforts.